that I will ask him, please, just make the walks up until the contact. I know it's very tiny. And also, I can assume that her lateral movements would be very uncomfortable. There is a reason why the previous dentist failed to do that. But I have to make sure that at least her vertical complaint would be dealt with. That's why I'm not given settings of articulator here, I'm not given trajectories. I'm not interested in this stage in trajectories.
I can understand it now, but when you order to your technician to make the wax up, you tell him only for the posterior teeth, on this side?
Yes, on this side.
Only for those?
Yes, yes.
Okay, because...
It will be much better if I can do the thing here, look. I know already that she has a compression here, like after compression. Yeah? She's going to the bite and then she compresses more left side to have occlusion because it's not enough occlusion. What I can do, like opening by trajectory. You see right now this occlusion is 0.27 millimeter from your final occlusion. I can place here, for example. Кофе буду. So I can say, let's make this occlusion 2 millimeters. It's safe this occlusion.
Let me ask you something before. This is a full mouth rehabilitation case.
Right now, it's a case of loss use because of the complaints after full mouth rehabilitation.
Okay.
So, in that case, while I'm showing this case, because we can do gradual changes, I cannot do something that will be irreversible in this case. I don't want to be involved in this patient until I'm sure that I can help. I don't want to be another doctor that she would complain about.
Okay. If this was the ideal patient,
okay,
she's the perfect patient,
okay,
what will you do?
If it's a perfect patient and I want to do the VDO increase, for example, yes? For example, I want to do walks up, I want to do minimum invasive dentistry, and I want to increase the VDO just not to be invasive and to prep less teeth and to have better aesthetics. And also, I'm using aesthetic analysis, but that's topic for another lecture, where I decide what size of the teeth I want to have, what exposure of their upper incisors I want to have, and I give it to the technician as separate information. Because right now here there is no aesthetic analysis, but it would be, because I finally pushed them that I need it all in one software. I don't want to have multiple softwares. So let's decide that we decided that the patient is healthy, the patient has very good trajectories, his movements are okay, like young lady with short teeth or with not very beautiful teeth, or young lady who wants to have bigger teeth, but with minimum invasive without going too deep into enamel. So I say, okay, what would be if I increase the bite in 2 millimeters? Like 2 millimeters, we all know that it's safe increase because the condyle is still rotating, so we're not changing the position. And I can say, okay, do you know planas actually? Because when there is this different disocclusion size on both sides, it's a pathology. But just to mention that we don't see it. So I say, okay, dear technician, I want you to do walks up, raising the bite on 2 millimeters. So this is what I can do right now. I can say that this would be the initial position for the technician. And I can here go to the advanced. I can use, for example, upper jaw on the 3D stand, so with 3 files. And this is the position, because when you stop the slider here, this is the position that will be exported in the Exocad. From this position we'll start working. I will choose the plane, horizontal, okay. I will choose coordinates, Exocad, and I will choose, Aman Gilbert has articulated, because usually for Exocad it's the easiest. So, export individual models in the current position. This is the current position that we choose. So, we call it like 2 millimeters VDO increase. And I go like desktop, where I want to have, like, let it be on the desktop. So it's saved. I will give it to you, I will send it to you, or you have it in one computer, you can just download it from the folder. And you'll start working in Hexacad. Have you seen the video with Hexacad?
Yeah.
Okay, so right now you understand what to do.
Yeah. Before we make the wax up, do you prescribe to make a splint for the...
This patient, she already had 2 splints. So the splint is different, and splint, there is digital variate in the software. I don't want to make it too complicated for you now, because digital variator is a very tricky thing. And it can be used only with a doctor who knows how variate works. Because you can, with variator, you can change the condyle position, but it's not necessary that the condyle in the mouth will be changed to that position. So it requires CBCT, and it requires knowledge for that. So for that splint, it's better that the doctor will give you the position, like that when you want to have a splint. I can show it to you if you want. Like if we go here, so we already decided that this is the position that we want, yes? There is thing here called, but we're going out of the topic, but if you ask, it's called digital variator. With digital variator, for example, I can do what? I can just change, remember she went to the protrusion. And I can just, yes, I can go. And for example, I can use trajectories to move a jaw into protrusion and to use this position as, for example, for the splint, like, anterior deprogramming splint or something like that. But if you see, for the splint, it's not enough space. So I can do here, and I can see, you see what happened? Only vertical, because it doesn't, I didn't do anything with the condyles yet. Or I can do another thing. I can go here, and I can decide to change the position of the condyles. Very dangerous thing. For example, I want to move condyles forward. But you see the teeth are colliding with each other. So and you see how much I moved? Forward 3, one condyle 2.8, another 3.8. These are not condyles per se, because I didn't put points right now. Actually I did, but imagine I did not. And then I can do just this. And I can give you this, and I can use this position as a current position. And I can send it to you again with the same procedure. But this, for this